Holy shit. Freaking GoldenEye, man. The classic, dude. What's to say about this? It has been said a million times before. GoldenEye is my favorite N64 game of all time. And I would think that that should be everybody's Thin Limit. I mean, it's freaking on up there. It's this GoldenEye No Mercy. GoldenEye No Mercy. And this game would just stay in my N64. It would be there, and I'd have that N64 hooked up next to a CRT, literally in the apartment, just to have a freaking, my regular TV. Right next to it was a CRTV, and then people would come over and it's like, dude, what the hell is this? You have GoldenEye? I'm like, yeah, man, let's play this shit. But they're used to playing like Halo 2 or some shit. They go in there and they get GoldenEye. It is freaking 5 frames a second. You're like, oh, they're getting sick. It's like, wow, what the hell happened? It's like, yo, that's GoldenEye. That's the way it's always been. I don't know what the hell your problem was, man. Did you forget to get good or whatever it is? It's like, why do you suck? It was so awesome. And so a lot of things like sniper rifles or stealth or anything like that was really not happening too much in the first-person shooter genre at the time. We're still looking at, does this predate Quake 2? It might be predating Quake 2. I can't remember. But you had at the time, a lot of Quake. Half-Life, I believe, was out. Or was it? No, that's post-Quake 2. I think this predates Half-Life. And then so, when you came out this game, it was like you could stealth some of it, and you had specific mission objectives and stuff like that. It ended up just being freaking amazing because at the time it was mostly id Software, and it was the games had a very arcadey feel to them. And so you had these zoom-in scopes, you had these mission objectives, you had these stories, you had the freaking just amazing ass music that was like so damn good, and you're like, whoa, this is the shit. And then you had the multiplayer made by one fucking dude. One dude came up with a multiplayer. It's not balanced at all. No, it's not balanced at all. Oddjobs a little shit. And then, of course, you got the machine guns. When you shoot your player with a machine gun, they have like a hit invincibility afterwards. And so it lasts like almost a half a second. You push them back and stuff. It go when you hit them suckers, but what happens is that it takes an hour to kill somebody with a machine gun, and so what you want to do is, you get your big hit weapon. It's generally going to be one weapon that dominates whatever mode it is. So if you have your rocket launcher or your proximity mine, you wanted to get that damn thing. It was real important to get that shit, and then once you get it, don't let the other players have it, because once they die, if they died, they came back nothing but the chopper, man. They had nothing but karate chop to win with, and so they were like freaking just huge targets to get get your big shit and just dominate the whole round. Of course, get the body armor. There's usually body armor, or once you get it, shoot it up so that the other player can't get the body armor. All these little techniques and stuff, strafing and running and having it just a blast. The key, what makes that really good was, of course, the 4-player split screen. At the time, I think Hexen X64 had the 4-player split screen. Which that game sucks. It's bad. It's slowed down, but that's a different review. And then Mario Kart 64, which is another game that has like a shit frame rate. And there was no music during multiplayer, but that's another freaking review. Anyway, this was the game that managed to pull the freaking 4-player split screen that N64 is known for. It really starts here in Mario Kart, honestly. And then there's other stuff out there like World Tour, WCW World Tour, which I think might have even came after this. But this came out, I think it was August '97, and holy hot dog was it amazing, because at the time you had N64 day one, and we didn't have all those cool games PlayStation had. It's like you had Mario, and you had the stupid shit like freaking Mortal Kombat Trilogy. There was Turok 64 came out before this game, and that game was freaking awesome. But that was a brief period of time while you couldn't match the frame rate or a Voodoo 2 card for PC. Quake 2 clearly ran a lot better than this game, but it was just, right there on par with PC in my opinion. And I know that's, some people just say you're full of shit, but dude, this was so fun. Today, if you go back and play it, the mission objective thing is kind of trial and error in a lot of ways. Like in the first level, you'll have, I think it's on Double L Agent when you have to put the satellite. You have to put a little thing on the satellite. You have this stuff come a little. I don't know what the hell would you call it, a little device or whatever. You could just throw that device off and it'll say mission. Your mission is pretty much failed after that. So you have to do the things just right, and it's a hit or miss, trial and error kind of things. But even with that, it's so damn fun. And on top of that, finally, the Xbox Live Arcade version that had been done was pretty much done. We knew about it. People had heard about it. And then it was supposed to be just an HD remaster of GoldenEye. They could not get the licensing deal worked out. You had to work with 3 or 4 different people. Different companies. Today, I think it's just MGM. And so, finally, somebody rare or some guy in the emulation center said, you know what? Let's get this shit out. And so, that's the footage I'm including here. Boy, you got the frame rate, which might have been better on emulators, because I've never played much N64 emulators. I know that emulators fix the frame rate and the resolution, which is what N64 needed real bad. But this redid the graphics and everything, and so this is the way to play this shit. And you need to find this. It's out there, and it's freaking hot, man. It's freaking amazing. So, 2 paws way in the air. Brian lived Deathmatch for a large part of his life. Brian? Are you really that old? Brian must have been really old to be freaking playing this game in the freaking late 90s. He's a 30-something-year-old kitty, okay? And then, Big Kitty, he's not really particularly a James Bond fan. Thinks that shit's campy as hell. It was always a joke. What was it? Was it Casino Royale with the latest guy? I forgot it. Daniel Craig. That shit was great, but actual GoldenEye itself was campy and cheesy, just as you think the older one was. But this is the ultimate greatest video game license of all time, where the video game itself far more influential and legendary than the movie ever was. And it's, from this you end up with Perfect Dark, you end up with Time Splitters, and other just classic genre. And there's so many games that tried to be GoldenEye. Fuck you, EA. It's one of those things. Another one of those things where EA, they had their own part in freaking destroying Marvel's Capcom license. They freaking destroyed because they outbid for the Capcom, or they would outbid Nintendo to try to make their shit ass fucking version of the game. That I don't even remember what the hell they did. The next James Bond game was by EA and it sucked ass. But that's all in the past, man. EA sucks ass. But anyway, Gio, where the hell is my thread? This is a game that you deserve to play. I'm sure you already have. If you haven't played it, you're not a real gamer. I'm just gonna say it right there. You suck!